All right, today is the day to put the chassis back into the cab here. As mentioned in the very first video of this series, I'm going to redo the baffle and do more to the amp, but the actual, electrical components are all done, hopefully, other than connecting the speaker wires back up to the speaker. So I'm gonna go ahead and solder this in, place it in, screw it in, and then I've got a gear hang with some buddies. So I'm gonna take this amp with me and we'll see if it works. And if it does, we'll hopefully have some clips of just me checking it out. It'll be pretty low key. I'll do some mic'd up stuff a bit later, but I just wanna make sure it works. So let's go ahead and solder in the speaker cables and go from there. So yeah, lots done to it. I'm really excited and eager to see if it works. I still need to add silicone to these caps here to hold them down. So I'm probably gonna stop by Harbor Freight on my way over to the gear hang, and I can just do that at my buddy's house. But there she is. Let's go ahead and put it back into the body or the cab. So these just kind of slide in pretty easily. Like that. There we go. And so now I just need to connect these over to the speaker cables. So I'm gonna do that now. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it on camera, but you guys get the gist. It's pretty basic at this point. It's the classic dilemma of being able to show you guys what I'm doing and also doing what I'm trying to do right. It's very hard to do both. So I'm probably gonna have to clean these up later because there's excess solder on there and I don't have my solder sucker near me. I'm running late to this gear hang, so I wanna make sure I can get this done. There's enough time, I decided. Okay, so the speaker is in now, and I think I'm just gonna put some tubes in it and turn it on and see if there's any smoke or any immediate catastrophic failure. If not, we're gonna turn it off and run it over to the gear hang. So let's go ahead and do that. Fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. All right, this is more or less the moment of truth. So do one last visual inspection. I think I've got everything covered here. A little nervous, to be honest. I'm gonna grab my multimeter and I've got the tubes in it and we'll go ahead and turn it on. All right, I've got the multimeter set to high volts. I'm nervous. All right, let's see what happens. Let me do one last visual inspection. That's all good, that's good. All right, let's see what happens. Turn everything on 0. I'm looking, I don't see any smoke, I don't see any. All right, I'm gonna give it a little volume. So there's a decent hum, but there's a lot of electrostatic in this room. So it's not a big deal. I'm gonna go ahead and turn volume back down. Oof. All right, let's plug guitar in just to see. Okay, it seems to work. All right, so let's go pack it up and run to the gear hang. All right, so let's go ahead and plug it in. And I'm just gonna let it warm up here. Oh, if I can reach this. Great camera. Look at the pretty guitar while I do this. All right. Okay, so I'm just gonna let it warm up for a bit, and while that's happening, we'll be playing all sorts of other cool stuff. Maybe for a future video. Okay, so I've got the amp here. It's been turned on for probably about an hour. No smoke, nothing to note. So we're gonna go ahead and see how it sounds real quick, just as a quick little teaser. So I've got my White Falcon here, and we're just plugged straight into the amp. So let's see how it sounds. So we'll start, put the amp on what it calls 2. So that's tone halfway up and it sounds. Let's turn it up. So that's halfway up on the dial. All right, let's turn it up. See if it gets any crunch out of it. That's the guitar, not the amp. I forgot this master volume is garbage, and it's impossible to reach. I don't know if you noticed where it is, but it's garbage, so ignore that. The amp's fine as far as I can tell. That sounds great. It's 3/4 of the way up, so let's dime it and see what happens. And also, I must note, it is like dead silent right now, which is pretty impressive. Now it's not dead silent, it's still pretty quiet. Make sure the tone control works. It works. Well, that sounds awesome. at all, but it is completely caving in on itself. When I hit the low notes, it sounds kind of like a fuzz, pretty crazy. It's like limiting, like you have a limiter on your channel and you hit it really hard and it just compresses on itself, and then you pick a little bit lighter and it's really actually pretty loud when you pick light. I'm super happy. The amp works. So now, last thing I want to do real quick is just plug in my pedal board, because I will not be playing a gun like that very often. So let's see how it takes pedals real quick, and then yeah, we'll go from there. All right, so I've got my board plugged into the amp now. It's up a little past halfway, so still pretty clean. This is a volume that I play at home. It's pretty pleasant, and nothing going on. So I'll turn on a little spring reverb from the Strymon Volante. Underrated feature of that pedal is having that spring reverb. So let's just try a couple of my overdrive pedals just to see what happens. Let's try the Pro Team. So I'll try the green side. Blue. Both of them, because why not? Last one, burning it. All right, that's enough. Even more reverb. I love the Volante when it does that. Sounds very like Twin Peaks-ish. A little bit, yeah. Like thematically, it's cool. Pretty good.
That's awesome. I think like that right there. I think that right there would like, and especially like in a live context, is going to be magical. If you put something like maybe like E609 with like the right mix on it a little bit, or 57, or like a fat head even.
Yeah.
Like a fat head on that, I think would be a magical combination.
Yeah.
Be so flipping good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm pumped, dude. I'm so happy it works. I'm so happy.
You killed it, man.
I'm so happy it works. Oh, so much work, dude. All right, we did it. I am so stoked. The amp works. It's been a journey for sure. Thank you to the people that have stuck around and watched the videos. I really appreciate it. I'm so happy the amp works. Unfortunately, you guys couldn't really hear how good it sounds. Yeah, just a mic issue. I wasn't really planning on playing. I just wanted to record to show that it worked. So I will definitely record much better demos down the line with, close miking and all that stuff. But still, hopefully you guys got a little bit of a sense of how it sounded, ignoring some of the clipping issues. In the room, I thought it sounded great. It takes pedals extremely well, surprisingly well, to be honest. And yeah, it functioned flawlessly. After that, doing that little gear hang, I actually played at my local church and used it across 4 services, probably on for 5-6 hours, I would say. No problems whatsoever. Performed great. So as far as I can tell, it is rock solid. Really happy with that. But we're not done. There's a lot more to be done with this amp. So the first thing is that, yeah, the handle is no more. So right after that gear hang, that was on Saturday. On Sunday, I played at church, and carrying it to church, the handle broke. So I knew this was going to happen. I thought it would hold on a little bit longer. I guess overestimated its strength. So yeah, we lost the handle there. The amp did actually fall just a little bit, not too high. But like I said, had no problems, performed great. That was in the morning, Sunday morning, and it played completely fine after that. So that's okay. But there's other things too, right? So I mentioned in the very first episode of this video that I want to replace the grill cloth on this. So this was the original as far as I can tell, but it is pretty mangled, has extra holes in it, and I just kind of would like to restore it. And when I say restore, I don't mean exactly how it was before, but just make it look a lot nicer again. So I am looking around for different grill cloth options. I would love to hear from you guys if you have any suggestions. There's a couple design patterns I have in mind I think might look cool, but it's really hard to project, you know, what would look good on this, especially with the, you know, crazy gray with the teal on the back. So I'm not sure, but if you guys have any suggestions, go ahead and drop them in the comments and I'll take a look at that. And then the other thing is the speaker slash baffle. So you can see, I mentioned this in the first episode of the series, the baffle is all jacked up. It was very crudely, you know, cut to fit the 10-inch speaker. This would have come with an 8-inch originally. I'm absolutely keeping a 10-inch in it. I just think a 10-inch sounds so much better than an 8-inch. I think a 10-inch really, especially a 10-inch Alnico like this Weber, I think it just fits the amp really well. So I am going to try and meet up with a local friend that has the tools to be able to do a little bit of woodworking, since I have none of those tools, and we can kind of cut out a new baffle and one that will properly, you know, fit a 10-inch speaker, get some new hardware, get all that sorted, replace the grill cloth, replace the handle, and then that's really it. We've covered everything at that point. So this amp should be 100% good to go. I am also interested in any handle suggestions. If you guys know of any good vendors that sell a really high quality leather handle. I don't really like the really thin leather ones that you see as like replacement fenders that are kind of uncomfortable to hold. I would like to find something that's a little bit thicker and arched like what this one is. So if you guys have any suggestions, reach out, drop a comment. I'd love to check those out. And yeah, we'll wrap this up. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Next video will be finishing out those other things, and then after that, who knows? We'll see where I take this. I've got the other Magnatone, like I mentioned in episode 1. This one right here, it is the 1961 440 model. So that one needs some work, so I think we'll dive into that one next. But I might have a couple other videos before then, so that this channel, the people that are used to seeing my guitar videos aren't just totally inundated with random nerdy amp tech videos. I'll try and pepper it in and out. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and catch you in the next one.